Hi, eyelashes. I've been shuffling for a while, and these cards have something to say. Welcome to Tarot Third Eye. I pulled four cards for a love reading today, and there's this heavy, almost urgent energy around them. Like the universe has been waiting to get this message through to someone. So let's see what's coming up for you in love. Well, look at that lightning bolt cutting straight through the darkness. The tower. And honestly, I wasn't expecting this energy to come through so strongly right away. But here we are. You know what's fascinating about this card? Everyone sees the destruction, the falling figures, the crumbling stones, but look closer at that lightning. It's not random chaos, it's surgical. It's hitting exactly what needs to calm down. I'm getting a really strong message for some of you who've been holding onto something that's already over. Like when you're gripping the steering wheel of a car that's already crashed. Your knuckles are white, but the impact already happened. The tower is saying let go of the wheel. There's something about the number 16 here. If that resonates, pay attention. And I keep seeing keys falling through the air. Keys to places you don't live anymore. Keys to versions of yourself you've outgrown. Someone out there has been carrying around keys that don't unlock anything in your current life. But here's what people miss about the tower. Those figures falling, they're not falling down, they're falling free. Sometimes the only way out of a prison is for the walls to come down. And I'm picking up something specific for anyone who's been feeling like they can't breathe in their own life lately. This lightning strike, it's not punishment. It's a liberation wearing a scary mask. The foundation was already shaky. The tower just makes it obvious. Now this is interesting. The Knight of Swords charging in right after that tower moment. And I mean charging. Look at this horse. Look at those hooves barely touching the ground. This isn't someone who's taken their time to process what just fell apart. I'm getting a split energy here. For some of you, this knight represents you right now. You're the one moving fast, maybe too fast, after that lightning strike we just saw. You felt those walls come down, and your first instinct was to run, to act, to do something, anything, rather than sit in the rubble. But for others, and this is coming through really clearly, this knight is someone else. Someone in your orbit who's about to make a sudden move. I keep getting the word announcement. Like they've been thinking, planning, deciding, and now they're ready to say it out loud. Fast and direct, no cushioning. The thing about this knight is he doesn't look back. Those keys I mentioned falling from the tower, he's not stopping to pick them up. He's not even slowing down to see what he's leaving behind. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. That forward momentum that doesn't give you time to second guess yourself. I'm seeing the number 3 very strongly with this card. 3 weeks, 3 months, maybe the third time something's being said. And there's something about Tuesday. If Tuesday matters to you, this night energy is connected to it. Here's what's really striking me though. After the tower cleared the air, this knight isn't confused about direction. That's significant. The destruction wasn't random, and neither is this movement. It's like the lightning showed him exactly where to go. Some of you are about to get news delivered very directly. No beating around the bush, no gentle lead up. Just truth, swift and clean as this knight's sword. And honestly, after carrying around all those old keys, after gripping that wheel in the crashed car, you might find that kind of clarity refreshing, even if it takes your breath away at first. That figure sitting there, clutching those pentacles so tightly, the Four of Pentacles. And after watching that knight charge forward without looking back, here we have someone who's doing the exact opposite. Holding on, gripping, protecting what's theirs. But look at his posture. This isn't confidence, it's fear dressed up as control. One pentacle pressed against his chest like he's guarding his heart, one under each foot like he's trying to stay grounded, one balanced on his head like he's afraid his thoughts might escape. This is what happens when the tower shakes you so badly that you decide nothing else is ever allowed to move again. I'm getting something really specific here, the smell of cedar, like opening an old jewelry box or a hope chest. If that resonates, this card is speaking directly to you. You've been keeping something precious locked away, but the lock has become more important than what's inside. Here's what's connecting back to those keys I saw falling from the tower. Some of you picked them up after all. You gathered them up and now you're sitting on them, literally. Those keys that don't unlock your current life, you're hoarding them because letting go feels like losing yourself entirely. And that Tuesday energy from the Knight of Swords? It's still relevant here, because while that knight was ready to announce something, to move forward without looking back, you're the one who heard that announcement and immediately went into protection mode. Someone's swift truth made you want to circle the wagons. But there's something else coming through. I keep seeing the number 8, like an infinity symbol tipped sideways. 8 months maybe, or the 8th of a month. And there's this sense that what you're protecting so fiercely, some of it needs to be shared to actually grow. The irony of this card is that by holding everything so tightly, you're cutting off the circulation. Those pentacles represent the resources, opportunities, love, energy, but they can't flow when you're gripping them like this. It's like trying to hold water in your fists. I'm getting a really strong message for anyone who's been afraid to invest, emotionally, financially, energetically, since that tower moment shook everything loose. You're in survival mode, but survival mode was supposed to be temporary. That night showed you there's a path forward, but you can't walk it with your arms full of everything you're afraid to lose. Sometimes the most radical act of self-protection is learning when to let go. Five figures, 5 wands, all clashing in what looks like complete chaos. The 5 of wands. And you know what? This makes perfect sense as the final piece of this puzzle. Look at what we've been building here. The tower struck and cleared away what wasn't serving. The Knight of Swords charged forward with that Tuesday announcement energy. The 4 of Pentacles responded by gripping everything tighter, afraid to lose what remained. And now? Now we're in the messy middle of figuring it all out. But here's what I love about this card. It's not actual combat. Look closer at those figures. Their wands are hitting each other, not the people holding them. This is struggle, yes, but it's the kind of struggle that comes from growth, from multiple perspectives, trying to find their way to the same solution. It's like when you're rearranging furniture and everyone has a different idea about where the couch should go. I'm getting something very specific with the letter M. Maybe a name, maybe March, maybe Monday. If M is significant in your love life right now, this 5 of wands is showing you that the confusion isn't permanent. It's productive. Remember those keys falling from the tower? And how the 4 of Pentacles was clutching everything so tightly? This card is saying some of that grip needs to loosen. Not to lose everything, but so different approaches can be tried. That cedar smell I picked up earlier, it's like finally opening that old jewelry box, not to lock more things away, but to see what actually still fits. The number pattern is completing here. We had 16 from the tower, 3 from the knight, 8 from the 4 of Pentacles, and now 5. That's a descending spiral, like energy finding its natural level after upheaval. The intensity is settling, but it's not settling into stillness. It's settling into creative tension. For those of you where that swift night energy was someone else making an announcement, this 5 of wands shows what comes next. Multiple reactions, different opinions, everyone trying to figure out how to move forward. And honestly, That's not a bad thing. Better to have 5 people who care enough to argue than one person making decisions in isolation. I keep seeing hands reaching across this conflict, not to stop it, but to work through it. Like those ones aren't weapons, they're tools trying to build something together. The tower cleared the foundation, the knight provided the momentum, the Four of Pentacles preserved what mattered, and now this 5 is doing the actual construction work. There's something about September coming through strongly, either looking back to last September or forward to this one, and I'm getting the smell of fresh paint, like something new is taking shape even in the middle of all this apparent chaos. The beautiful thing about this card as our final message is that it's honest about the process. Love isn't just lightning strikes and night charges and careful protection. Sometimes it's 5 different people, or 5 different parts of yourself, all trying to figure out the best way forward. The conflict isn't the problem. The willingness to stay in the conversation until you find the solution, that's everything. The wands are clashing, but nobody's walking away. I thought this was going to be a straightforward 3 card story, but that 4th card demanded to be heard. And now I see why. This isn't just about destruction and reconstruction, it's about staying in the conversation even when it gets messy. Even when every instinct tells you to either run fast or hold tight. The tower cleared what was already crumbling. That night showed you the path forward exists, but love, real love, doesn't skip the part where you figure it out together. Sometimes through conflict, sometimes through creative tension, always through showing up even when the wands are clashing. What you're in right now isn't the end of the story. It's the part where something new gets built, piece by piece, conversation by conversation. The lightning was never the destination. It was just clearing space for whatever comes next. Let me know in the comments if that Tuesday energy landed, or if the number 8 has been showing up in your ward. And if you're sitting here because of that cedar smell, I hope this gave you permission to finally open what you've been protecting. Take care of yourselves, little eyelashes. Sometimes the most beautiful things are born in the space between certainty and chaos.